So this tutorial is going to show you how to do our candy cane border. The first thing that we want to do is do another black kind of row of single crochets all the way around your work. For the purposes of the tutorial, I've just got the short kind of Christmas bubble panel that I've made, and then that's present too, but it's the same process for the entire blanket. So similar to when you were doing your border for each of your panels, you want to go into the chain 2 corner space with a yarn H and your 4mm hook. You go into it, and then you're chaining 1, and the instructions say to single crochet, chain 2, and then single crochet, similar to what we've worked in any other corner. So the rest of the instructions, this is your top side. You're literally going to single crochet all the way across every single stitch, just go into every single one, and then when you get to this corner chain 2 space, you also want to act as if like that is a stitch as well. And I've provided stitch counts for all top kind of and bottom, every side has stitch count. Should be easy to match up. The reason we're doing this border, I know each panel has a border, but we're doing an additional one all the way around the blanket, is to help with those corner spaces. So when you work your candy cane border, it is a bit easier, and you're not having to go into a corner space when working a candy cane, because that could be a little complicated. So you'll be going on the top side along the gingerbread panel. So once you've done your single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet in your corner space, you'll be then working 117 single crochets across. And when you work all 117, you should get to this point. So that is your final stitch before that chain 2 corner space. And you're working as if that chain 2 corner space is a stitch. So literally in the instruction just says to go into that corner space with a single crochet. And obviously we've got these joined panels. The next one is also a chain 2 corner space. So again, go into that with this bit here as if that is a stitch. And on your top panel, you'll be going across present 1, and then you'll be doing 39 stitches. We're obviously going into a bit different one, so we're going into present 2, which is a bit less stitches, but literally just single crochet all the way across. So on your horizontal sides, you're acting as if those corner spaces are stitches, and that will add up to 160 stitches on the top and the bottom. On the vertical sides, you're actually going to be decreasing over that those 2 corner spaces. So obviously this is the top horizontal, but let's pretend we'll undo this. Let's pretend this is actually that side like that. So this is your vertical side. So what you want to be doing is getting to the point of that chain 2 space. And this is only for the vertical sides. I'm just giving a demonstration. There. So you've got to your chain 2 corner space. And for the vertical side, you're going to be going in, bringing up a loop, finding that next chain 2 corner space, going in, bringing up a loop, and bringing through all 3. That's because on the vertical side, obviously you've got more joins than you have on the horizontal side. And on the vertical side, you want to match up so all of it ends up with 193 stitches. But I will just continue going all the way around this with the black single crochet, and then I'll meet you up here to show you what the candy cane border is like. So I have completed the yarn H border all the way around this little demonstration that I'm doing. So for the pattern, the candy cane border is red and white across the top, and then green on the vertical sides down, and then red and white, and then green again. You can choose whatever yarn combination you'd like. Obviously, the yarn combination I've used is the yarn quantity I've given in the pattern. So just if you do want to change it for a different colour, make sure you have enough left. Otherwise, it's a bit sad to do the whole blanket and then only get a little bit of the way for it. If you want, you can do 4 different colours. It's completely up to you. For this purpose, I will be doing red and white on the side and then white and yellow on the vertical side, because that is what I have left in my stash. So you're starting in your white yarn with a 4mm hook, and you're going to be starting in the very first stitch. So not the chain 2 space, the first stitch next to it. So that is chain 2, and that is the first stitch. Okay, so bring your yarn through and then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you're going to do once you've chained 4 is take your hook away. We're not going to be working this for a short amount of time. The best advice I can give is to bring that loop a bit bigger, so that if you do accidentally pull it, it's not going to pull and undo your chain. You've got 4 chains in that first single crochet, and then you want to go with your next colour. So this is yarn F, and you would like to go into the stitch just across from that. So that has been worked in the first stitch, yarn F in the second stitch. So again, pull up, do exactly the same, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to let go of your hook. So we're going to make a bigger loop. You're going to end up with the situation where you've got 2 red and white, both neither with any hook on or working anything. So the next thing you want to do, once you've done your red, is join back into the white, pull that a bit tighter, and you want to come in front of this red yarn, and you're working in the next stitch along. So in this case, your third stitch, and you're going to be working a single crochet into there. Just here, single crochet, and then chain 4 again, and again, similar to last time, I'm going to do it bigger and take it away, and then you go back into your red. Once you're into your red, you want to go into your next stitch along that you haven't worked in, and again, make sure you're going in front of that white. Single crochet and chain 4. And then pull up a loop. So that is the technique you're doing. It's literally just that, round and round. So you set back into your white, bring in front, next stitch, single crochet, and you create this lovely candy cane effect. The sacrifice that you have to make when doing this border is that because of the technique we're doing, where we are literally wrapping around, there is no way your yarn isn't going to get tangled. That is literally, you have to get it tangled because you want it around, wrapped around each other. So you're going to have to periodically untangle those. That is the only downside to this technique. So this red one, next stitch along, single crochet, 2, 3, 4, pull it up, grab the white, and then go into that. And that is literally the technique you want to be using all the way across until the end. I'm going to show you what to do with the corners, because the corners, again, are slightly different. So this is what your first corner should look like. You've got a red in that final stitch before that chain 2. Obviously, you've got your white there and red there. So literally, the next bit you'll be working is into that corner space, and that should be this white. So what you're going to do is do what you normally do. You're going to get that white and act as if that corner space is a space or a stitch. Go in front of that red, single crochet, chain 4. The only difference with the corner space is that you're going to be working 2 stitches into that and not just the 1. So get that red, you're going to be working into the corner space, go in front and single crochet. Now, if you want to do the same colours all around the blanket, just continue as you are. If you would like to colour change, this is the point you do it. You've single crocheted into that chain 2 space, you've got 1 white, 1 red. Before you chain 4, you want to get your new yarn. And that whatever colour you want. In the blanket it is meant to be green. All that red, tight. And then you are chaining 4 in your new colour. 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, when you look at it at the minute, it looks a bit like you're going to see that, but you won't. Because all you're going to do with that white, just like you normally do, you should always chain 4 in that very first actual stitch. You're going to go in front and single crochet there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then just join into your new colour. And then again, single crochet into that next stitch after the white, and that looks like a seamless change just because you've chained 4 in that new colour. And that is all there is to it. So this one is just to show you really quickly how to finish your border. So I've just done a really quick, this is where you started and this is the end. So as you can see, that white yarn, yarn G, is going into that final stitch before the chain 2 space. So the one going into the chain 2 space is going to be your colour. In this instance, I'm using the gold, but in the pattern, it is the yarn A, it is the green, and that is what you'll be going into the chain 2 space here. So, like normal, you want to single crochet into that chain 2 space, and that's with your colour yarn. Single crochet makes you go in front of that white, and again, like normal, you want to chain 4 in the colour of this side, so yarn F in this instance. Right here, chain 4 in the new colour. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, like normal, you want to be doing 2 stitches into that chain 2 space. So you've done 1 stitch, which is your colour, and you want to do this white. So again, in front of that one, single crochet. So you don't want to be doing any chain 4 now, because this is where you're finishing. You're just going to cut your yarn and fasten off in the white. Literally just do that. We only have the red now. You've done your chain 4, so all you want to do is single crochet into that first stitch that you worked that white. Single crochet there, and then fasten off your red. There we go. And that will get your kind of look of candy cane there. And just obviously weave in these 2 ends. And if you weave in this red and kind of tie it back to where that red is there, that will give a good candy cane effect again. And that is how to do all parts of your border.